Hi everyone, Flavia here, and thank you so much for joining me today. In this video, I will be showing you all of the note cards that I have created using some of Spellbinder's November 2025 subscription clubs. And as I show you each note card, I will also be giving you a closer look at each one of the sets that I used to make the note cards. Spellbinders offers a wide variety of monthly subscription clubs that you can subscribe to or cancel anytime you want, and they never disappoint. This month's subscription clubs are simply adorable, and I was actually smiling and giggling the whole time that I was creating with these clubs. As usual, I ended up making lots of note cards, and I hope this video inspires you to get creative as well. So let's begin with this pink envelope. To make this envelope, I used an older set by Stempendous, so it has a pocket shape and it is an A2 size envelope, and to make it match the note card that goes inside, I added a thin cardstock strip to the flap of this envelope. So inside we have a side folding note card. This is actually a little bit smaller than a standard A2 size note card. At the front we have a sentiment banner that reads Happy Birthday, and at the center we have this cutie, and I added lots of texture to the background by using the Spellbinders 3D embossing folder of the month for November 2025. And inside I did stamp a birthday sentiment. Notice here that this note card actually has texture on both sides, at the front and on the back, and that is because I placed this note card open inside the embossing folder before I ran it through my die cutting machine to apply pressure. And then, to make sure I would have a smooth space to write a message, I added two white panels inside. So let me now show you the sets that I used to make this note card. So here we have the Spellbinders 3D embossing folder for November 2025. So this embossing folder is named Petite Tuft, and it measures 5.5 inches by maybe 8.5 or 9 inches tall. So it is pretty large, allowing us to make note cards of various sizes. So this is what I used to add texture to this note card, and I placed it open like so to add texture to both sides of the note card. Then, to add some sparkle, I actually added flat back rhinestones using strong liquid glue, and then to die cut this cute pig with wings, I actually used the Spellbinders bonus item, which is this small die set that contains 1, 2, 3, 4 different pieces to cut out a cute little pig with wings. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Spellbinders offers many different subscription clubs that you can subscribe to or cancel anytime you want, and you can either subscribe to the ones that you like the most, or you can subscribe to the Spellbinders monthly Kabuto Club kit. The Kabuto Club is a subscription club that comes with all of the different monthly subscription kits, along with a bonus item that can be anything from a stamp set, a die set, an embellishment, or a crafty tool. We just never know. And this month's bonus item for the Kabuto subscription club is this cute little die set that I used to make this note card. By the way, to cut out this sentiment banner that reads Happy Birthday, I actually did not use any subscription club. I used this die set that was included in the Spellbinders 2024 Crafty Advent Calendar for Day 4, which is a very small set with a plate to cut out 1, 2, 3 different sentiment banners. One that reads Happy Birthday, another one that reads Hello Friend, and another one that reads Thanks so much. So this is what I used to cut out the sentiment for this note card, because I am actually running out of birthday note cards, and that is why most of today's note cards have a birthday sentiment. So here is another closer look at the first note card. By the way, inside this note card, I did stamp a sentiment that reads sending warmest wishes for your happiness today and always. And to stamp this message, I actually used another older set that was never released as a Spellbinder subscription club, which is this stamp set. So this is Birthday Messages Clear Stamp Set released by Stempendous, and it is available at Spellbinder's website in case you're interested. it. This set comes with a lot of really wonderful birthday messages, and again, because I need birthday note cards, I used this stamp set to make most of today's note cards. And again, regarding the subscription clubs, for this note card, I only used the bonus item and the 3D embossing folder. By the way, Spellbinders offers two different clubs regarding embossing folders. The 3D embossing folder, which is this one that adds way more texture, and the regular embossing folder, which is also outstanding. However, it doesn't add as much texture as a 3D embossing folder. So let's move this out of the way so I can show you the next note card. I actually gonna show you the next two note cards because they are very similar. Here we have two red envelopes with a die cut bow that I cut out using a subscription club for November 2025, and inside we have these two adorable note cards. Isn't this cute? By the way, before I show you the subscription clubs, I actually want to show you the set that I used to cut out these fun-shaped note cards. So notice here that all of these three note cards, including the one that I just showed you, they have a fun cutout shape. That is because I used this set by Spellbinders. Again, this is not a subscription club. This is the Spellbinders Scallop Labels and Tag die set. I use this one a lot, mainly to cut out fun-shaped note cards. So to make these note cards, for these two, notice here that this one with the pig in the center is slightly smaller. So to cut out this one, I placed the second largest plate included in the set over a folded A2 size note card that is side folding, and I made sure to offset this side of the plate so it wouldn't cut out the folded side at all, and this way I ended up with two connected pieces that I used as a card base. So these are slightly bigger than this one. So to make this slightly bigger, I used the largest plate included in this set, and I did the same trick. I placed it over a folded card base, making sure to offset this side, and to cut out a bigger fun-shaped note card using the biggest plate in the set, I placed this over an A7 size card base. And again, inside I used the next smaller metal plate to cut out smaller panels that I could glue inside the note card to make it feel heavier. So this is the set that I use for my fun-shaped note cards. So these two note cards are very similar. The only difference is I made this one first, and because I thought that the die-cut cherries were blending in too much with the background, I decided to cut out a piece of vellum just to make these two die-cut cherries stand out a little bit more from the stenciled background panel. Both of these note cards have a birthday message inside that I stamped using that old stamp set that I showed you earlier that is not a subscription club. And at the front, I began by creating this fun and colorful stenciled panel. Then, because I wanted to make more birthday note cards, I used that same sentiment banner plate included in the Spellbinders 2024 Crafty Advent Calendar. And to cut out these large cherries along with a fancy bow, I used the Spellbinders November 2025 Large Die of the Month, which I'm gonna show you in a minute. Then, to add some sparkle, I went ahead and added flat back red rhinestones. And here is a closer look at the other note card. By the way, I did go over the sentiment banner. I don't know if you can see, but it has a little bit of shimmer. That's because I went over the sentiment banner with a shimmer pen. And to make the envelope match the note card, they both have the same die cut bow. So that's how I make them match. So let me move this aside so I can show you the sets that I used to make both of these note cards. So I began with the Spellbinders Stencil of the Month for November 2025, which is named Cherry Chic. So this layering stencil contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different layers that we can use to add different colors to different sections of the panel to create this very fun and colorful background panel. By the way, to ink blend each one of these panels, I actually used Simon Says Stamp ink pads, and these are the colors that I used Regarding the die cut pieces, for those I used the Spellbinders large die of the month, which is named Charmed Life, and you will understand why it has this name. So this is the Spellbinders November 2025 large die of the month. It has lots of different plates that we can use to cut out a large handbag that fills out the entire front of an A7 size note card. And then we have lots of plates to add details to the handbag and lots of different keychain options to decorate your handbag, such as a teddy bear, a dice, a smaller bag, and these two plates to cut out cherries. And this is the plate that I used to cut out my bowl. So to make this note card, I only used these plates included in the Spellbinders large die of the month to cut out these two pieces in the center of my note card. So let me give you another closer look before we move on to the next note card. By the way, to add some dimension to this die cut bowl, I actually added foam adhesive to the top section. So notice here that this section, the die cut bowl on the top, has a little bit more dimension than these two ribbons falling over the cherries. And because vellum can be very tricky to glue to the note card because the glue shows through the vellum even if you use clear glue, what I did was I glued the die cut cherry first on top of my die cut piece of vellum, and then in the back I only applied glue behind the die cut cherries and the sentiment banner. So moving on, since I have the large die of the month out, I am actually going to show you the note cards that I created using this large die set. So since this is a pretty fun and unique die set, I ended up making 3 note cards. Only because I ran out of time, I actually need to make many more note cards using this set that I can give to my closest friends because I know that they're gonna love it. So to decorate the flap of the envelopes, I used this die plate included in the large die of the month, and here are all of the note cards. As I mentioned before, this large die that we can use to cut out the handbag is perfect for an A7 size note card, so all of these note cards are A7 size. And here are all of the 3 different handbag options. Because the Spellbinders Glimmer of the Month comes with 2 perfect sentiments for this card design, that's what I chose to use. So all of these note cards have the same hot foiled message that reads, "Here's to another well-styled year." And for this one I used golden foil, and here we have a black handbag. To cut out this shimmery handbag I used Spellbinders, forgot the name, but it's one of my favorites. It is my favorite black cardstock, brushed black cardstock. So it is very shimmery. And that's what I used to cut out this large handbag. And for some of the details, I just used regular black cardstock. For the golden pieces, I used Spellbinders Mirror Gold cardstock. For the pink pieces, I used my favorite pink cardstock by Spellbinders, which is named Orchid. To add some dimension to this one, I use foam adhesive to adhere this scarf to my handbag. I don't know if you can see, but this section has a little bit of dimension. And inside we have 2 birthday messages that I stamped using that Stampendos stamp set that I showed you earlier. So this is the first handbag. By the way, these cherries are a little bit, actually they are very glossy, and that is because I applied Ranger glossy accents on top. So here is the first handbag, a black handbag on a white card base that is side folding, A7 size. By the way, I have lots of neighbors playing outside my house, so if you hear anybody screaming, just know that it is from happiness. The second note card has a handbag, and for the front panel I used Spellbinders cardstock in the color Plum. So I combined Plum for the background and Orchid for the handbag, and this is my new favorite color combo. So this second handbag has a cute bear keychain, 2 dies and a smaller bag, and that same hot foiled sentiment. And inside the note card, inside all of these note cards, I stamped the same birthday messages. And here is the third one with a navy background and a lighter blue handbag. So for the background panel, I used Spellbinders Indigo cardstock, and to cut out this large handbag, I used Spellbinders Malibu cardstock. And for this one, instead of golden accents, I added silver accents by cutting some of these pieces from Spellbinders Mirror Silver cardstock. So this one has a smaller bag at the front, a brown teddy bear, a set of cherries, red cherries, and a dice in the back. Oh, and by the way, to add texture to all of these handbags, I used the Spellbinders 3D embossing folder of the month that I showed you earlier. So that's how I added texture to these handbags. So these are all of the note cards that I created using the Spellbinders November 2025 large die of the month, which is named Charmed Life. So let me move these out of the way. Oh my goodness. I am about to show you the most adorable set of note cards. So to make these, I am actually going to show you the set first so you know what's coming. So this is the Spellbinders Stitching Die of the Month for November 2025, and this one is named Forever Fabulous. So with this set, we have the option to cut out a very cute puppy. So these are the plates for the cute puppy wearing a very nice sweater or shirt. And aside from that, we have all of these other plates that we can use to cut out a bag that you can place the puppy in. And since this is a stitching die, with this set we have this plate that not only cuts the cardstock but also these tiny holes that we can use to do some stitching if you want to. If you don't want to do any stitching, you can use both of these plates together just so you can get the nice patterns, even though you don't plan on doing any stitching. If you don't want the nice patterns, if you don't want these holes on your cardstock on your die cut piece, you can only use this plate to cut out the solid shape and not do any stitching. However, for these note cards, I decided to spend some extra time doing the stitching because I knew that it was going to be definitely worth it, and I am so happy with the result. So here we have 2 craft color envelopes, and I added thin cardstock strips to the flap of each envelope to decorate it. And here we have 2 very similar note cards. So again, to cut out these pieces is seriously guys, I can't get over how cute this is. So to die cut these pieces, I used the stitching die of the month. For the sentiment, I used an older hot foil set by Spellbinders to hot foil the sentiment sending birthday wishes, and inside each note card I used that older stamp set by Stampenders to stamp a birthday message. Notice here that these are also fun shaped note cards, and to cut out these fun arched card bases I used an older set by Spellbinders that was never released as a subscription club, which is this one. This is the Essential Arches die set with lots of plates included. So to cut out these card bases, I used the second largest plate included in the set, and I cut it from an A2 size side folding white card base. Again, making sure to offset this side of the note card so it won't cut it at all on this side, so we can end up with 2 connected pieces. So that's what I used to cut out my fun shaped card bases, as well as the foiled panel that I glued at the front. So let me give you a closer look at these note cards first. Notice here that the handbag is stitched and has a lot of sparkle because I added flat back rhinestones. The handle for the bag is glossy, and that is because I went over it with Ranger Glossy accents, and the background has a very nice hot foiled pattern that I created using the Glimmer of the Month for November 2025 that I'm gonna show you in a second. So here is the other note card, same design with different color combos. So aside from the stitching die of the month, to make this note card I also used the Glimmer of the Month for November 2025, which is this one. So this is named Lux Links, and with the Glimmer of the Month we have this large plate that we can use to hot foil a panel that can actually cover the entire front of an A2 size note card. And aside from this large plate, we get two die plates that we can use to cut out these two hot foil messages. So we have two options here, one that reads "Here's to another well-styled year," which is what I used to hot foil this large note card that I showed you earlier. And we also have another message option that reads "Saw this and thought of you." And by the way, when we subscribe to the Spellbinders Glimmer of the Month, aside from the hot foil plates, we also get a hot foil roll by Spellbinders. And this month's roll is in the color Blush, which is what I use to hot foil the background panel for each one of these note cards and the sentiment. By the way, regarding the cardstock that I used for the background, I used two different colors of Spellbinders cardstock, and I really like the light colored background panel instead of white. That was a nice change. And here are the colors that I used. I used Spellbinders Bellini for the light pink and Peach Sorbet for this one on my right. And here is another closer look at these cuties. So moving on to the next, let me see here, the next two note cards. Here we have another craft color envelope with thin cardstock strips that I added to the flap to match the note cards inside. I'm gonna show you these two at once because they are very similar. So these two note cards are very similar. To make them, I did the partial die cutting technique, as we can see here and here. So to hot foil the background, I used this large plate included in the Spellbinders Glimmer of the Month for November 2025. However, this time, instead of using that blush foil included in this month's subscription club, I actually used golden foil. And for these die cut flowers, I used metal plates included in a different set that is not a subscription club. Then, to stamp the images and these messages, this one has a hand-stamped message that reads "Best brunch buddy ever, paws down," and this one has a hand-stamped message that reads "For my brunch date and best mate." So to stamp the messages and the images, I used Spellbinders Clear Stamp and Die of the Month, which is this set. So let me move this out of the way so I can give you a closer look. So for the stamp of the month, we actually get this set with lots of very cute images and just great sentiments. So here we have one message that reads "Thanks for being my go-to girl." Then we have another sentiment that reads "Best brunch buddy ever, paws down." Then we have "For my brunch date and best mate." And the last one is "Sending smiles with every step." So this is just an outstanding set for making note cards for girly girls, and it was actually a lot of fun coloring these images. Aside from the stamp set, I also have the coordinating die set that allow us to cut out each one of these images, the large images, and the sentiments if you want to. So the sentiment that I really wanted to use was this one: "Thanks for being my go-to girl." However, I just couldn't because as I was crafting, this clear stamp accidentally got stuck onto the clear plate that I used to make the sandwich for my electric die cutting machine, and without noticing it, I actually ran it through my die cutting machine by accident and it completely got destroyed. Thankfully, it didn't damage my electric die cutting machine. So one day later, after looking for this clear stamp, I actually found it fallen behind my electric die cutting machine, which is super sad, but it's okay. I still have great sentiment options. Anyways, so this is the clear stamp and coordinating die of the month for November 2025, and these are the note cards that I created with these two sets. So here is another closer look. So the coloring is nothing fancy, I am no expert. However, to make up for that, I added lots of sparkle to this note card by hot foiling it and adding this glitter cardstock strip, and I actually like the end result. So here is the second one. And this is how it opens. So let's now move on to the last two note cards that I have to show you. And these two are featuring the Spellbinders Die of the Month, which is this one. So this is the Spellbinders Small Die of the Month, and this one is named Let's Do Brunch. This set comes with lots of plates that we can use to cut out pieces to make a brunch note card, such as a fancy drink, these two plates to cut out a bacon, and then we have these two that we can use to make a piece of toast or an waffle. These two we can use to make an egg. Then we have this plate down here that we can use to cut out lots of arms and legs at once that we can add to these characters. Notice that each one of them has an adorable smiling face, except for this one. This one looks grumpy. And down here we have three sentiment options. One that reads Thanks a Brunch, the second one reads Let's Do Brunch, and the third one, which is the one that I used, that reads Happy Brunch Day instead of birthday, which I thought was very clever and just what I needed, since I am trying to make as many birthday note cards as I can. So these are the two note cards that I created using this small die of the month. Let's begin with the bottom one, which is a birthday note card. So this one has a very dark background that I cut out from Spellbinders Indigo cardstock. However, I did go around the edges. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I went around the edges of this dark navy panel with brown ink to add some dimension, but I don't think it's showing in the video. So anyways, to cut out these four pieces, I used these plates included in this set. So we have a fancy drink over here, a happy piece of bacon, an egg. To make the yolk glossy, I applied Ranger glossy accents on top, and another fancy drink. Then I used the sentiment pen to cut out the message Happy Brunch Day, which is this one included in this set. However, to cut out the birthday balloons and the small stars, I used an older set by Spellbinders, which is this one. Okay, so this is the Spellbinders. This is actually one of my favorites. This is the Birthday Bliss die set. It was released as the die of the month for November 2024. So with this set we have lots of plates to cut out very cute creatures. By the way, I have to show you. So these are the two cute critters options that we get with this set, and I use this set a lot to make baby shower note cards. However, what I really want to show you is that with this set we have this die plate to cut out a cloud with stars. So I used this plate to cut out these very tiny stars. I cut it from glitter cardstock, and I also used, actually this is the only plate that I used from this set. This set also has these two plates that we can cut out a set of 3 balloons that we can use to make birthday note cards. Another option is this new set that I got from Spellbinders. This is the Fountain Wishes die set with lots of different plates to create a fancy sweet drink, and one of the plates included in this set is a balloon on a string, which is what I used to cut out these 2 balloons to really make this look like a birthday note card. So this is the first note card that I created using the Spellbinders small die of the month for November 2025. So even though I needed birthday note cards, since I like the sentiment so much, since it's so clever, I decided to make a thank you note card just so I could use this funny and smart sentiment that reads thanks a brunch instead of thanks so much. So here we have a dark green cardstock. So for this one I used Spellbinders Forest cardstock. Again, I went around the edges with brown ink. However, since I used a very light hand, I don't think it really shows. Then I sprayed this whole panel with a golden shimmer, and I have no idea why I have this stain, but I don't know. I don't even know how I'm gonna fix this. This happened recently. Man, how am I gonna fix this? Hopefully, I wonder if it's just water. I have no idea. Oh well, it's handmade, so. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. What I really love about this grumpy guy is that we can make him holding a cup of coffee, so maybe this will cheer him up a little bit. Then we have the happy piece of bacon, then a fancy mimosa, and again an egg with a very glossy yolk thanks to Ranger Glossy accents. And inside it is blank. So these are the 2 note cards created with the Spellbinders Let's Do Brunch die set. So this is all that I have for today, and I thank you for watching this video until the end. For pictures and more information, as well as a visual supply list, make sure to head over my blog. You can find all links in the description box down below. By the way, let me know in the comments down below which note card was your favorite. Have a wonderful day, take care, and I hope to see you again soon.